so back to this part E here for a second. So, like we said, the probability of picking a red marble first to start off with was 3 out of 5 because there's 3 red out of 5 total. Now, after I've already picked that red one, I have a red marble in my hand. Going back in to pick another red, there's only 2 out of a total of 4 this time. That's where that second fraction came from. 3 times 2 is 6, 5 times 4 is 20. That reduces to 3 tenths. Very important problem here. Even if that were to ask me, what is the probability of drawing 3 red marbles? There would be 3 events happening, and I would need 3 fractions because I'm never picking 2 things at the same time in probability. So now let's see if we can get this example 3 out of the way before we run out of time. The following letters are placed in a bag. So these are like Scrabble letters. You randomly draw 2 letter tiles without replacement. So again, we are not replacing them, making this a dependent event. So what is that should have a P for probability of M and I? So what is the probability of picking an M, not replacing it, and then picking an I? Well, let's first figure out the most important thing, how many total tiles we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 total. So picking an M, so the probability of picking an M would be 1 out of 8. And then after I've already picked that M, going back in for an I would be 2, but no longer out of 8, out of 7. Multiplication, because we're picking an M and an I, not or. So 1 times 2 on the top gives me 2. 8 times 7 on the bottom gives me 56. And that would reduce to 1 28th. Yeah. Okay. So now B. This one's a good one because this one's got 2 pieces involved. It's got an and an or. So let's clear this out. So a new problem, I'm starting fresh, like part A has nothing to do with this part B. So what is the probability of getting an S or an M? So remember, with or, I'm using addition. So there's 2 S's and 1 M. So 2 S's plus 1 M gives me 3 out of 8. Now again, I didn't pick all 3 of them. I'm not, just because there's 3 possible tiles that I could pick, doesn't mean I pick all 3 of them. I'm only ever picking 1 tile at a time. So now after I picked one of those tiles, what is the probability of me going in again and getting a U? We're using and, so that's where this multiplication piece comes in. Getting a U, there is 1 U out of 7 tiles. Because remember, I only picked 1 for that first piece. I picked an S or an M. 3 on the top and 56 on the bottom again. And that is not reducible. So there is your example number